Hi everybody, Big Mike here, and this is every single RPG book I own. Welcome to the D20 Live Q&A stream. Sam, come on, sit down. This is Sam, the production manager.
Hello.
She's the woman behind the scenes who you basically have to thank for the improvement in quality of the streams and a lot of the video production stuff that we've been doing so far. So as you know, as we mentioned in the announcement video, we're doing a survey now for the end of the year. It's also kind of more just for the entirety of D20 Live at this point.
Well, yeah. There's no catch up. There's no as seen before catch up video for everything.
So the survey should be in the description for the YouTube video. We've posted it up in the chat as well, I believe.
I will in a second.
You're about to do that.
This is my thing.
Okay.
Boop. Paste. Boop. There is chat thing. Maybe
now it's in the chat. It's across our Facebook, our Twitter. So ask us questions. We're here for that now. We're here for the next hour. And the chat has devolved into Pokemon battles.
With the Terrarask versus Fussy Britches.
I'm betting on the Tarrasque.
It's like also Volstar ate the Terrarask apparently.
Can you do that? No, you can't. You can't eat a Tarrasque.
No, because
if you're bigger than a Tarrasque, but it's not going to kill the Tarrasque.
But like you could also because technically what you could do is you could pin it down and then just start carving out its body and while it regenerates and just eat it
in pieces.
You could technically do that and then have unlimited.
Isn't the Tarrasque poisonous?
Oh yeah, shit.
Isn't it poisonous? Is it poisonous? Let's look it up. Screw it. This is a Q&A stream.
We have our own questions.
Well, they haven't asked one yet.
I think Volstar's doing the survey. That would be the word for it.
The survey. I can't wait till the Tarrasque shows up in Stranger Things. Alright. You can't do shit to the Tarrasque. They're just arguing about the Tarrasque in the chat.
This is going so well.
Well, this is an interesting experience. I feel bad for anyone who's like, I have so many questions for Big Mike. And it's like, I wish I could be there to answer them. And they're going to watch this in post.
And they're going to be like, nobody's
asking questions. Do you have questions, Sam?
When do I get to be in the next game?
Hi. Just going to go highball on that one, are you?
You ask my questions. Or when do I get to do my game?
We talked about that. Does anyone in the chat have a question? Because otherwise it's going to be a really short stream, and I brought all of my books down for nothing.
It will be literally, it's anything about canon.
Yeah, canon, specifics about games we've run in the past.
Settings.
Yeah, we'll answer them. We're ready.
We have everything.
Is the chat just frozen?
No, I think I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. People, talk to us.
Hang on. Let me check it on my end. Also, no, the Tarrasque is not poisonous.
Let's see.
Here you go.
Okay, here's a question. As a new DM, how much of a dick should I be?
Okay. As a golden rule, you shouldn't be a dick as a new DM for the first time, but it depends entirely. Now, depends on your definition of a dick. Like, if you going to transmogrify into a literal penis, I would say no. That's a Ripley's Believe It or Not act. But in terms of how hard you should be with your players, that's entirely dependent on what they respond well to. Because certain players like being handled gently by their DM. And you have other players, like the D20 Live crew, who you need to hurt. And just be like, shut up, I'm talking. Well, I don't. Well, I do that to the D20
You
Live
do
crew
do that.
on a downtime.
They'll be talking and you'll just be like, shut up, I am literally talking to you as the bad guy.
I am literally explaining to you why this room is a dangerous place. But that's on our downtime.
And then they count 6 seconds and hit you with a thing.
Yeah, with a fireball, yeah. That's usually what happens. But that is entirely dependent on your group. So if you're a new DM, go gentle at first and see how they respond to that. If they start talking over you while you're trying to give them essential information, then be a little more firm with things. Is Fussy Britches a god of time now? No. Fussy Britches is still, for the purposes of canon, here's the thing about the Infinity Gauntlet. You're not technically a god, you're a person who wields godlike power. Fussy Britches now has complete dominion over time as it is around her, and she can make amendments to time paradox-free. So if you can think of a way you can manipulate time within a secluded environment, she can do it, including stopping time, reversing time, and reversing time on specific things, like her ability, which is how she's able to talk. She's actually reversing time on her body so that she can talk again.
If you've seen Doctor Strange, it's like that.
Yeah, but it can be a lot more focused.
That one.
What's this one? What was your favorite session to DM of the live shows? You mean like of the Con Bravo shows or for D20 Live, the streams? I guess I could answer both.
Yeah.
Favorite show to do? I liked last year's, honestly.
Because you say last year or you say 2016?
Well, 2016.
Okay,
the most recent. Okay, well, I like them all in different ways. The only game that I have any issue with at all is the 2014 Tomb of Horrors game, because it has a very rough ending, and I didn't quite get the note I wanted to get with that, because I wanted to be like this insane Skeletor kind of character to kind of alleviate a lot of the insanity. But I've enjoyed every game I've done, because each one I've done I've been able to put across a different thing. As for the best character, the best interplay, that would have to be, for me, this recent one. And that's maybe just because I'm getting more and more used to it, really. Probably. That is by far, I think I had the best back and forth, so going forward. Alright, time for the uninitiated. Could you give a recap games are and who has them? If not, where they were last seen? Yes, I can. The Infinity Stone of Space is currently controlled by the Great Space Moth.
I am the Great Space Moth.
And they made the RPG game. The Soul Gem is currently controlled by the player group for the Call of Cthulhu game, and you can see it there. The Reality Gem is controlled by the Fates in the Scion RPG game. It's going to be fun to try to get that one. The Mind Gem, you are not 100%, we know where it is. You are not 100% sure of where it is, because when it was discovered, it was in the hands of the... Oh, God, what dynasty is that? Not Nobunaga.
It was right at the end of Nobunaga, wasn't
it? No, it's Tokugawa.
Oh, yeah.
Tokugawa was it was in the hands of the Tokugawa clan in Japan, and Abstergo is trying to locate it. The Power Gem is currently in the Eye of the Emperor of Mankind, and the Time Gem is, and has been now for a great deal of continuity, in the hands of Fussy Britches. That's where they all are. They're going to move location, so there's that.
Yeah, don't
get married to who owns what.
Yeah, just don't get married right now.
There will come a point where, well, you'll see. We don't want to spoil anything, but they're going to change. A few of the stones are going to change hands before this reaches a conclusion, and several times on top of that, because we wanted to do something interesting with the Infinity Stones as a plot device.
You'll know when all the final people are set up when a poster comes out.
Are you okay with revealing that?
Well, there will be a poster.
Yeah.
With all the final people.
The final contenders for whom will wield the gauntlet.
We're not telling you who.
We're not telling you who.
That's spoilers.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to, every D20 live stream game has a stone in it from the past 6. So this was made, Space was made, Soul was Call of Cthulhu, Reality was Scion, Mind was our Fate Assassin's Creed game, Power was Warhammer, and Time was the Spirit of Century game, to introduce them all individually.
Although Time was also introduced in the Vita.
Yeah.
So Vlog Everyday April, Fussy Britches was revealed at the end to have the Time Stone. Also...
And that's how she got into Firefly.
Yeah.
From there. But since it's been revealed at Spirit, you now know that she's traveled back in time. We got one in here. What are our opinion on dungeon crawls?
Well, okay, like full-on dungeon crawls that
are you talking about super dungeons or like normal dungeons?
Yeah, because like normal dungeons are fine, because we have like supplements here and whatnot, and I've done a lot of supplements like before with like previous Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and that's fun.
Yeah.
But I've never done a super dungeon, actually.
Yeah, neither have I. I want to, though.
I really do.
I want to do. Okay, for me, I've had a very in the past I had a very negative opinion on dungeon crawls, because every dungeon crawl I would go through was completely identical in power and strength. You know what dungeon crawl I'm talking about too, right? It was kobold, skeletons, wizard, right? And it's only when the D20 Live crew formed up, even before D20 Live had formed up, that we all started to experiment with the idea of a dungeon crawl more and more and do different things with it, and now it's become a unique experience. Because my problem with the dungeon crawl for the longest time was it happens in a vacuum, which means there's so little impact outside of the environment as a whole, but you can do things with that and really make it interesting.
What one thing that I've actually found that you can do with dungeon crawls is you can actually merge them into a more long-standing campaign. And I had actually a DM who did this before I joined up with D20 Live.
Before we stole you.
Yeah, before you totally scalped me from everything else.
D20 Live, scalping talent.
So basically what happened was I actually had a GM who would have like an overarching plot with a very open sandbox world, and what he would do is he made his own map, which was insane because it's a map that literally takes up 2 tables, like physical tables.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a huge map, right?
So doesn't that count as a super dungeon?
No, it's not. It's not a super dungeon because the thing is that it's meant to be just an overall arcing sandbox campaign, and you can have multiple like teams going on in it, right? So what happened was that he just had like a whole bunch of like dungeon crawls like scattered around in the entire thing, and it was just random chance of whatever you came up with, and that actually was pretty cool. Right up until I realized that my 5th character had died. And I was just like, maybe I don't want to play in this group anymore.
That's rough. We got a couple more. One, do you ever plan to do a game in the universe with One Punch Man? I'd like to.
That'd be so cool.
I'd like to. The problem is with One Punch Man is...
it's like Superman. It's just...
It's not even Superman. It's just the fact it's how it's built.
It's like... Because at that point, it's like... We know
it's it's a clock counter until Saitama. That's where your mind default goes to. If we can think of a fun way to spin that concept, that's really unique, then yeah, we'll do something in the One Punch Man universe. But that's it. Well, don't say it. Don't say what you're thinking.
Okay. I figured it out. I figured out how to do it.
Oh, here we go. We got an elaboration on the dungeon crawl. I should elaborate. Mountain pass can only go forward. Monsters ahead. Big fucking drought at the end. Just a stepping stone, really. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I hope that's part of a larger thing. Or something monumental happens on it. Here's one. What is your shortest lived character either of you have created? Ooh, I don't know. I don't have characters that die. Honestly, the shortest one would be Devin's game. Because that was 4 hours. Otherwise, my characters don't die. That's weird about me, guys. Because I roll shit, and you've seen me roll terribly. And Sam can attest to this. My characters don't die.
Yeah, they don't die. He gets really stupid lucky at the end.
At the end, like I don't succeed, but I don't fail, like dramatically.
I'd have to say I had a character that literally only lasted. Well, okay. When you mean like a character that it's the shortest lived character, like we just never touched it again, or like they died within...
I think he means died.
Okay. The character... Okay, then at that point
because everyone's had like a one-shot character that they've always wanted to go back to.
Yeah, that's true.
I.e. Quantum for me.
I know. For me, then, I had a character... She unfortunately died, and I think she was one of the best role plays that I've ever had before, like pre D20 Live. Because after D20 Live, that jumped up exponentially. But, like, her name was Bridget, and she was in 2nd edition. And I absolutely loved Bridget, because Bridget was this hard-ass kind of character that just nothing got to her except family, right? And her dad died, and she decided that she wanted to become a sword saint because he was a Kensei. And the sword saints were just the white version of Kensei. And,
you have so much significantly longer story.
I do. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, no, like
I'm not shitting on it. I envy that you have a longer narrative to tell.
Because the thing is that this character lasted 2 years. And
that's not short.
But that's the short, because the thing, I've been playing for, 13.
Fair enough, yeah.
So that is short compared to, like, all the other characters that I've made. Because Starbucks is still alive, and she's my first character. Yeah. So she's 13 years old. Like, Bridget was, I had her for 2 years, and then she died because of the fact that, on her way to actually start training and figuring out how to actually be a Kensei, and how to actually be part of the lawful good alignment, because she had to change alignments, she went into a dungeon crawl with her group, right? And her brother was actually being attacked by a whole bunch of undead. And because of the fact that she's lawful good and she's, you know, not really kind to the undead thing, since the undead also killed her mother, she sacrificed herself in order to make sure that the rest of the party got out alive. And her death was two things. One, I was actually completely prepared for it, and I actually felt content with her death. And two, she, like, it was one of the most heart-wrenching deaths that I've had. I think that's on par with Jocelyn's death.
Okay.
Right? So, Jocelyn's my character from Pendragon, and that's a completely different thing. Yeah. And that's, like... Just... They're yeah. Well, more questions.
Yeah. Would you consider doing anything in the Ruby universe? Oh, that's a loaded question. There's a problem with that, because Ruby kind of drives me nuts about certain things, because I've looked at it, and I want to do something in it. The problem is, there's holes in their canon that I want to fill. Because that's the problem when you run a game based on someone else's concept. If the universe isn't completely explained as how everything came to be, because it's quite clear that Ruby's a post-apocalyptic world, you can't... If there's not enough stuff... Like, I could do something in Adventure Time very easily at any point, if I'd watched any point of that series, because there's so much in there, I could interact with anything. With Ruby, it hasn't expanded enough yet. So it's kind of limited what we could do in there without ruining things. The thing is, too, we'd have to figure out a way to do combat. And I think, like, just high-end Monty style content that doesn't end in the guys just going on for, like, 5 minutes about what they're doing and how cool it is.
Also, I have no idea what the heck goes on in Ruby other than the fact that there are 4 girls that are in a team of some kind.
A lot of monsters. A lot of monster fights.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, so...
Monster fights and a lot of music. If a girl could be in a cute outfit doing something cool, it's going to happen.
So, my wet dreams, then?
Okay, if you want to share that with the chat. D20 Live.
Classy.
Yeah. Which of your many dragons were you most sad felt to the players? I've only had one dragon lose to a player. As a rule, I don't normally play with dragons as a thing because I haven't had a lot of campaigns get to that point. So it's honestly Puff. I'll be quite frank. Puff is actually he's the only one who's ever died, and I was incredibly heartbroken that he got put down like Old Yeller.
Oh, worse than Old Yeller.
Thank you for making that worse for me in my head. I've been trying to repaint it for 5 years.
I'm sorry. But he's immortalized in the D20 Live logo.
Yeah. So. That was absolutely heartbreaking to watch him go. Because I'd intended a much larger scope finish. It was better the way it ended by far, for all purposes of the show. But it was heartbreaking to just watch this poor thing just collapse to the end. All right, here's one. Have you actually created demigods of your players? Yeah. How do you deal with them? Kill them or kill them off the apocalypse zone? Or well, what do you do? I have accidentally made players gods, but thankfully it happened in Scion.
Well, you're supposed to become gods.
And you're supposed to become a god in Scion. Because when I run like Pathfinder games, and like when I run like Pathfinder or Pendragon games or Regime Diabolique, I have this sort of motto when it comes to all phenomenal godly power is, and this is something I've seen from certain like urban fantasy. There's a problem, and this is where I learned it from. In urban fantasy, you'll have this thing where you'll have this phenomenal artifact that becomes mundane because you have constant access to it. Like, say, in the Dresden Files, when they have access to Excalibur. It's the sword Maracas, but it's effectively Excalibur. The luster and the value of that goes down because you can use it and exploit it, and at some point, as part of your narrative, you have to take that away just to re-elevate the value of it. So as a rule, I tend to keep phenomenal cosmic power away from the players, just so that it remains more impressive. Not because I don't want them to get stronger, but so that it has a stronger impact.
I accidentally made my players demigods before. Again, pre D20 Live stuff, and that was the game that made me stop GMing for a while.
Until you joined up with us.
Until I joined up with you guys. So, but yeah, no, because I didn't accidentally. I ended up giving one of my players a wish spell.
That was a mistake.
That was a mistake. And I told him to be very careful what he said. And I thought I gave him a really cool thing, because the thing is, what happened was that he said he wanted to have the skills of every rogue that ever existed, and so I gave him the memories of every rogue that ever existed, and then the chance to actually switch between personalities. So he basically ended up having multiple personality disorder. Unfortunately, one of those people ended up being one of the bad guys that I had planned, and he's like, oh, do they have perfect memory? And I go, yes, they do. And then he goes, well, now you have to give me every single detail for everything that she's ever planned. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So that ultimately made me stop GMing, because he effectively ruined my game.
What do you think of virtual dice versus actual dice? Well, we know my history with actual dice.
Your virtual dice one isn't better.
Yeah, I know. It's really not. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with virtual dice. I know how random calculation algorithms work, so I don't have a problem with virtual dice if the players use them, as long as I'm witnessing every roll that happens as it happens, right? Because then it's just the numbers. Because every number will come up at some point or another.
Yeah.
But everyone's more comfortable with actual dice in a game. Even though, because we've done the Star Wars game, and that's got 7 different dice types that you have to roll at a time. It's so much easier to run it in the app, but no one at the table is comfortable with it.
Yeah. No.
When anyone else does it, because you don't know.
Yeah, the only time I think people are actually okay with it is if the GM is doing,
and it's just up on the screen.
Yeah, and it's up on the screen, and that's what that is. But if you're in a group setting, it's better just to have actual dice.
The dice curse of Du Aslioff lives on. I don't know what that means. All right, more questions, folks. Come on.
But
I think we answered the big one with the cannon.
Yeah, the cannon
was like, is Fussy Versus a god? No. No one who has a stone is a god.
You can literally ask about anything that's on the table as well, because we'll probably pull it up.
Or just upcoming stuff, too. I love the fact that we're actually explaining the logistical issues of the games we want to run.
I think I figured out how to do it for the Saitama one.
Okay. You'll tell me after.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
We don't want spoilers. Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right. Any guests you think you'd bring on? For Bravo, yes.
We want so many people for Bravo.
If you can think of a major YouTube personality
or celebrity,
we want them on that stage. And I don't care if they have experience or not. As for streams, I'm trying to get into more and more of the Toronto YouTube scene, but they keep kicking me out. As in, I was literally kicked out of a YouTube event.
Get more subscribers to our channel, guys.
Yeah. But there are a bunch of guys in Toronto that I'd like to get. I don't want to name names because I don't want anyone just to run over and say, why aren't you doing this, and get guilted and stuff. But if you know of a YouTube guest in Toronto that you want us to interact with, tell them. Tell them about us. We'll happily talk to them.
Also, if you have seen them on the thing before, they probably will come back.
Yeah. We want to get more people, though. How many games are you planning to do next year? We'd like to do 6 live stream games this year. Next year...
So we're aiming for 8.
No, we're aiming for 6.
6?
6 because of the other thing we're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But there will be more content in addition to the 6. What are your thoughts of the Strange System by Monty Cook? Oh, boy. I don't even know what to make of that. Because I've been trying to dig into it. A couple of times I've tried to really dig into that system. And I'm just like, this is too much power. This is too much power for me and the D20 Live crew. Because you can edit reality.
We have a reality, Jim.
No, I mean, like for even the guy. Just imagine the guys normally. It's insane. You can make species on planets and make entire planets built to your will. It's like a high-octane version of Rick and Morty.
This sounds more like a thing I would do with my online crew.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they're more...
They're more experimental.
Yeah, they're more experimental.
Yeah, the D20 Live crew like hard rules and hard violence. It's so interesting, though. It's so out there, because it's an extension of the Numera... I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Numeria?
No, it's not Numeria, because that's Pathfinder's Iron God setting. But you know how you've seen that weird orange Numenera book?
That thing.
That and The Strange are the same rule system.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting as hell. I've not given it the attention it deserves, because I'm doing pre-research for other D20 Live games.
Yeah, no. We have next year's to think of, and then the year after to think of.
Yeah. We know what the year after is going to be, though.
Well, yeah, we know what it is, but we have to research the rules for that, because they upgraded it like 7 times by now, and we're like, eh.
Don't say 7, they'll figure it out.
Hmm?
Don't say 7, they'll figure it out.
No, because they already have 4 other ones.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay, I get, would you consider using Pathfinder system in a Dark Souls setting? That's a good idea. I like that.
I think it'll work.
The thing is, I'd almost be tempted not to use Pathfinder. I'd be tempted to use Pendragon. Or at least the Chaosium system, because that's more... Because Dark Souls is a lot about, if you fail execution, you fail completely. And that would work really well in the Chaosium system. That's actually really tempting. And I know the guys would like it. The thing is, for next year, we've got something that's very... killer planned in addition to the live streams, so that may be a little bit too much for 1 year, but that's a hell of a thing for us to try.
I'm hoping to see.
Doc, Cassie are possibly together. Someone just asked if Dr. Tarawat, Cassie Chu, and Arcata will come back at the same time. I'm not telling. You do need Dr. Name. At the first year of the dragon, what with attacks next?
What do you think?
Why did I think Attack on Titan would be a good idea? The question was, with everything that had happened with Puff getting attacked to the neck, why did I think Attack on Titan would be a good idea? Oh, from that perspective, it was a dumb idea. But come on, it went over so well.
Sir Steve was so good.
It was this beautiful, majestic bird.
We also have quotable T-shirts now.
Yeah.
Well, we will be having quotable T-shirts.
Oh my god. But yeah. Oh. Yeah, that got pointed out to me after the fact. It's like, you do know that your weak spot's attached to the neck, Mike. And I'm like, well, shit, we've already done it. It was spine tingling. Oh. Oh boy. What are you doing?
See if your weak spot is actually in the back of your neck.
Is it? Are you satisfied?
No, it itches.
I feel weird now. Did you win?
I think I won.
Oh, man. Any chance of Spoonie returning? Oh. Okay. I'm going to answer this question. I'd love to have Spoonie back anytime that he manages to make his way back to Con Bravo or even up to this neck of the woods. Spoonie's guest status is between him and the convention and between the convention's guest roster. I've answered that question, I think, a few times now at this point. But he's a great guy. Because the year he came up, I know there was a bunch of controversy about him.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is fair to say.
Yeah.
And he performed admirably. Great. He was a show stealer. And I'd love to have him back up there. But I don't want to... I'm not the kind of person who comes to a con and tells the con what to get for a guest.
You know, if you think that you want... Like, if you guys really want Spoonie back... message Con Bravo about it rather than us.
Yeah.
And maybe don't bug Spoonie that much about it, but like...
Yeah, because I think they bugged him the following year a lot.
Yeah, because everybody bugged him like the following year, but talk to Con Bravo about that, because Bravo may have more sway over him than everybody else.
Yeah. And if they don't, we still got one really great game with him. And nothing takes away from that experience at all. Mm-hmm. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pretty is Jordan in your opinion?
He's not Devin pretty.
Yeah.
Because Devin's the prettiest one out of the group.
How pretty? Are you saying pretty, or did you just mistype petty?
We can't show Jordan the stream now.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill us.
He's now a character now.
Yeah.
He's now firmly established with the D20 Live fans with this question. He's going to see this stream and go, and he's going to talk about how he's YouTube famous now.
Yeah, no.
Because, like, we are who we are in that stream. I amplify things a bit, but...
I don't know. I don't know what scale of 1 to 10. How do you think how pretty do you think Jordan is actually?
Well, I'm a guy.
You can still think guys are pretty.
I'm gonna say a 7.
A 7? Okay.
Yeah, like, there's a cuddly thing there.
That's a cuddly. He's like there's a big Ted.
Well, he's not, but he could be.
He could be
for the right person.
If he wasn't
not me.
If he wasn't like your older brother that likes to beat up you,
yeah,
just like that kind of guy. Well, he beats up Devin.
Ever tried the Mistborn game? You mean the game that's right here? I haven't had the chance to play it yet. We are planning to use it soon. I hope you guys are filling out the survey. We should share that back again in the chat.
Oh yeah,
no. It's been like
we have 7 people watching now, so therefore
yeah. Let's pop that up. Let's see how the survey's doing.
Paste, post, bam. Did that work?
4 people have done the survey.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it worked or not, but it is in the description underneath the video, so you can click
Come
there.
and check it out, and this will go up after the hour. So. I feel bad for everyone who's not here answering questions because we had like 20, 30 people.
Oh, we had people that posted questions on the YouTube.
Yeah, but I answered those already in their comments.
Well, you can answer them here because then they actually have it in a video, and then that makes them feel special.
Okay, well
because everybody is a special snowflake.
They are,
aren't they?
Don't snowflakes melt? Did I just ruin that for everybody?
Well, unless you're in Alaska, then they don't melt that fast.
Well, they still melt. Do they melt more?
Then they last longer. Eons, maybe. Or get turned into spring water that gets drunken by hippies in
You just
Toronto.
fallen down this... You've just you fell down this one.
I have fallen down a hole, and I have...
Did not come back up.
Not... Damn it.
Good
so close. So close.
Good hustle. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go to the YouTube questions. We're about half an hour in now, so that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are people complaining that they won't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest question was, will D20 Live do an ongoing game? That has been... Because that was asked 2-3 times in the channel. Wait for it. Wait for it. We've got something planned. But we want to pre-record it and we want to make it look nice. And we're still pounding out all the ideas for it. Because you all want that very much, and we found a way to do it. But we're not going to announce it yet. Oh, here we go. Would you play a game in a Cthulhu counter-op setting like Laundry Files or Delta something? Yeah. Oh, I know what he's talking about. Faceman Chan is asking, would you play a game in a Cthulhu counter-op setting like Laundry Files or Delta something? I know which one he's talking about. Yeah. Fill out the survey. Tell us you want it.
Yeah, really.
Really, at this point. Because we're going to have at least 6 streams next year, plus the other content we've got planned.
Plus the Con Bravo.
Yeah, we are never, to make you guys a promise, D20 Live has gone from 1 stream a year to 2 to 4, which will be 6 next year. Mm-hmm. That count will never go down. It's only going to go up. We've just been, as iterations have gone forward from year to year, put more on the brand to allow it to grow.
Also tried to upgrade our equipment and everything. Because now everything we have right now is in-house, minus 1 microphone.
Yeah.
So all we're doing right now is we're just gathering up our resources so that way we can upgrade the equipment so that way we can give everybody more content.
We want Yeti microphones and DSLRs.
Yes.
We have a mighty need.
Yes.
Not GoPros, though, because that would just take forever.
Well, at that point I would put one on your head and then watch you do this the whole night.
I'd walk into a wall. How would that aid a stream? Like, how would that... I gotta ask.
No, not a stream, but like... not a stream, the Con Bravo show.
The Con Bravo game. Just got this thing in the middle of my forehead going, what's up? And then it goes into the audience and everyone's freaking blind. There's still no more questions. The question was, which of the crew is going to be here? That's another question. Stream soon. Yeah. The question everyone asked in the announcement video was, would we do a multi-part thing? So come on, guys, more questions. Go nuts.
You can even tell stories if you like.
Yeah.
Because we apparently have a lot.
Yeah. I've refrained from telling stories because I want to give concise answers, but I have no problem Got 2 people watching right now.
They're all doing the survey.
Are they all doing the survey now? Did you all just scroll away and do the survey? There you go. In the Year 2 game, was there a chance the Predator would have shown up sooner and fought the party? Yeah. And the question was, in the Year 2 game, is there any chance the Predator would have shown up earlier and fought the party? The way I had written the module, not before they had taken the xenomorph out of their stomach. No, it's because you got to refresh it. Not before they had taken the xenomorph out, but the coin tosses were basically, I had this huge table of parser decisions as to what the Predator was going to do up until the end. So yeah, we got like 5 now. So we're gonna have to tweet this throughout the throughout the Christmas break. Just tweet and tweet and tweet every couple of days.
Like, remember, just do the survey.
Yeah, tell your friends who like D20 Live about the survey.
Even your friends who don't like D20 Live, tell them about the survey.
Well, no, don't do that. I'd like the fans to say.
Everyone likes the increase of live streams.
And sorry, I'm just looking at the survey results
so far.
Yeah. And one of the questions is what wouldn't be discontinued. Yeah, that poor Vlog Everyday April. It does not have.
It was a good experiment. So that was a good experiment to do.
Ooh, interesting. I'm taking a look at. That's surprising.
That's not.
I'm looking at all the game requests on the survey, and one of them is surprising as hell. Let's see here. Would a versus game be possible? Players be aliens or predators and duke it out? That's a good idea. Why didn't we think of that? Like a head-to-head game. Would a versus game like Aliens versus Predator, or even any kind of swarm battle game, like a head-on?
Yeah.
Because Scott still wants to do that.
That is true.
Scott really wants the D20 Live crew to go back onto the Sulaco and clear that thing out.
Thank you for finishing the survey.
Thank you, Kat. And thank you for coming over to watch. Do you have questions? Please ask them.
Sorry, it's just...
You're just looking at the answers?
Yeah. Oh, look, there's more for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, but...
I know. Because I'm looking at the results now as they're coming in. I'm happy certain things. I'm insanely surprised that has gotten no requests.
That is true.
I am insanely...
But then again, this has only been, first half hour?
Yeah. Not even the first... Because this survey is going to be up for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For the next 2 weeks. And we're going to keep posting it on social media and stuff.
Yep.
Do you guys like this year-end Q&A, actually? As a thing? Because we could make this probably ongoing.
This is an annual Q&A.
Yeah.
The D20 Live Christmas Q&A.
Yeah. Best some JoJo's Bizarre... okay, we'll just keep throwing things out there. Go ahead, Jack of many names. BESM for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh, that's a hard question. Because I know what era I want to do. I want to do Joseph's era. If we did a Bessem game in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I would love to do that. But that's not the era everyone thinks of. It would have to be something with stands at some point.
Because
stands are the most marketable thing about the whole brand, right? But I love the vampire battle royale thing in the era of Joseph Joestar. I am in love with that era because it's Joseph. Oh, Volsar is apparently doing a
JoJo game for Terrible Warriors. Good on ya.
Have fun, Volsar. Yes, do it. Do more of it. A Naruto game might be entertaining to watch.
Are you saying that because you can see Mike's Naruto collection in the shot?
Can you see in the shot?
I think, yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I would think Naruto and Bleach are kind of not the shonen shows you pick.
They're done.
Yeah, like
right?
I think because they're in that place between currently hot and nostalgia. They're right between those 2 points. Like that's why I can do Dragon Ball now.
Yeah.
I could run a Dragon Ball game right now and it would pop really well.
But you could always do a Dragon Ball game. Because it's Dragon Ball.
No, there was a time people were sick of Dragon Ball at a certain saturation level. I figured Naruto
was... That was the 90s, when everyone thought it was cool to rag on Dragon Ball, and that was not fun, because I was the only Dragon Ball fan in my area.
Yeah, and because everyone got sick of it.
Everyone made fun of me. They're like, oh no, Sam likes the Dragon Balls.
D20 Live's Q&A stream has now turned into Sam the production manager's therapy. You notice at no point she's complained about the coconuts from this year's game.
I blocked that out.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me of that traumatizing appearance.
Well, yeah. You had fun. It wasn't that bad.
I know.
You almost hucked the coconuts at my skull.
I was very tempted to.
Oh, we're getting more questions. Here we go. Oh, I'm going to answer that one in a sec. Hang on.
Oh, God.
A Naruto game might be entertaining to watch. Would you go for a game where all players are evil? Yeah.
Yes.
I would. I would very much do that. I would love to do that kind of thing, especially for D20 Live. But it would be, here's the thing, knowing the crew, it would not be a chaotic evil game. It would be a lawful evil crime syndicate.
Yeah.
Money laundering. This is our territory. We're bad people, but you stay the hell out of our land.
Yeah, no, and
evil game, and they would love it.
I also think the reason why the guys would be okay with doing that kind of thing is because of the fact that they know each other so well that they all know where the limit is. Like, everybody knows where everybody's line is, so we just don't cross that. Like,
yeah, because no one's going to do the marauding psycho thing. Like, you can do a chaotic evil game. You can. It is possible, but it has to be like human operated landfill. Yeah. It has to be in that spirit of just everything is meaningless. Yeah. Otherwise,
if you're thinking of doing your own, then make sure you know where everybody's line is. Don't cross them. It's not a cool idea.
Have you ever had to deal with players who fundamentally disagree with each other and have competing personalities? Yes, I have. And I know she has too. Ugh. And it's not a good experience.
It's really not.
Because everyone looks at RPGs as their downtime, and you get really attached to what happens. Yeah. On an emotional level. Because it's your downtime, right? Which is why... And it sucks because it's not that they're a bad player. It's just it doesn't mesh.
Oh no, I had bad players.
Okay. Well.
I had awful players.
And it kills you.
Yeah.
It kills you as a person because... You know the experience can be better, and you would think that diversity would help. But when you aren't clicking, it's a rotten experience. And I do have incredible sorrow for anyone else who has to go through it, but it happens to everybody.
Yeah, no.
And it's just it's not a story I like sharing because I wish there was a funny story there.
There isn't.
And there isn't, and there never is. It's not like, oh, I bamboozled him and conned him into this or da-da-da-da-da. No, it was just an ugly experience.
If you do have a really bad group, I recommend leaving. Like, a stupid bad... it's not like a, oh, they're just being like they're being a player killer kind of thing. No, it's like you are having trouble being in the room with these people for 4 hours. Then I would tell you guys to leave. Because...
Yeah, you just gotta separate.
You have to.
How would you run a Yu-Gi-Oh game? That's easy. That's easy for me. I know exactly how I'd run that. I'd run that in the Time of the Pharaoh. Yeah. I'd run that in the Time of the Pharaoh and the players, because it's basically a Pokemon game at that point.
Yeah.
But I'd run it in the Time of the Pharaoh, where it was just, because one, you needed to be in the most, because the problem is Yu-Gi-Oh has so many goddamn rules from one set to the next, that you want the stuff that's going to be the most iconic. Because it's not like Pokemon, where everyone's got everyone, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had players come in and out. I would put it in the Time of the Pharaoh, just before... Oh, what was that monster's name? Not Death Gyunos.
It's been so long since I watched Yu-Gi-Oh!
Or even before the time... Like, they're leading up to the Time of the Pharaoh.
Yeah, you could
and
do
it's the forging of the Millennium items. It's the discovery of the gods. It's like a few generations before the Pharaoh's found. And it's just all these proto-Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters that are going to become the Dark Magician, that are going to become the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and all that stuff. That's what I do.
What coconuts? I only heard the beautiful sound of horses. Thank you.
Like a Mafia game. Would you ever consider doing Little Fears? I don't know what that is. I do not know the RPG game Little Fears. I will have to look that up.
We will look that up.
Mm-hmm. A game, the Pirate Ninja War.
But then you would have pirate ninjas which is Matthias.
But that's our personal game.
But you know that if you actually had a pirate ninja war, you would have Matthias in there.
Yes, and he would win it. Because Matthias is my ninja character. Okay, to put this in perspective, Matthias, if you've seen the D20 Live Q&A stream, the Q&A from Con Bravo, Matthias is my ninja character who I run in Skulls and Shackles. He is a ninja who has gone native. He's like this reverse weeb.
Yeah, and now he is a pirate.
And he's simultaneously the best worst pirate because he doesn't care about treasure. He just cares about killing things. And it's great. And everyone hates him. And he's getting a reputation. The Cyberpunk Cthulhu system that exists. I really do. I really do. I really do want to... the question was, have you considered doing the Cyberpunk Call of Cthulhu game? I really do, actually. I think that really would be a lot of fun for us.
What is the most out of left field action a player has pulled on you or that you have pulled on a GM?
That's a hard one.
Well, anything with
I know. A player's pulled on me. This is the river crossing story. Yeah, you remember now, don't you? The literal first game I ever DM'd was a occult fantasy setting where it was ghosts, werewolves, and vampires. And I wanted to do very traditional gothic. I didn't want to do any of this Twilight 50 grade Twilight kind of shit or Buffy shit. No, you were gothic, mystical monsters in this land that you were dominant in. And because I was young, I kept heaping on these more and more extensively powerful relics on them. And one of them basically got these metal gauntlets that built up to have fire shooting out of them. So they were jet gauntlets. Because, I was in university, so this is what we do. So one of the characters was a ghost, and I made it a rule that ghosts and vampires couldn't touch water, and because that would be a damage thing to them. So I'm like, okay, are you guys just going to jump over the river? And they said no. One of them had a minion, and it augmented the minion so that, and this was in the Big Eyes Small Mouth 2nd edition rules, so the minion had to always be within a certain distance of him. Otherwise, it would be magnetically shot towards his location. The ghost jumps on the vampire's shoulders. The vampire jumps the minion. The werewolf, who has the minion, goes across the river. And the vampire fires in the opposite direction, holding onto the minion for a mile before the jets give out. Then he jumps. He launches through the trees. And as he's going through, the werewolf has earth crafting. And he's just like, Mike, I craft uprights. And he crafts these football uprights out of the wood. I'm just watching. I'm watching them describe that. I have to describe this to these people. And all you hear is this high-pitched from the minion as they're riding him towards these uprights. And I say to them, guys, roll body and athletics checks to see if you don't get impaled on the uprights. They failed. And they just go bam, bam, slam. And I just look at them, and all three, the minion and the werewolf, the minion, the vampire, and the ghost, are slammed against the uprights, landed on the ground, and I look at them and say, you have now successfully crossed the river. Which is why, for the longest time, I didn't take athletics checks seriously.
But anything is possible with an athletics check.
An acrobatics check. Considering your successes so far, in a perfect world, where is the ideal place you want D20 Live to end up? I want this thing to grow. Okay, here's what I want for myself. I want to become a meme. I want to be, when people talk about RPG shows, I would love it if it was you have Acquisitions Incorporated, who's like this. You have Matt Mercer's game, who's like this. And I want it to be, and then there's D20 Live. Ideally, I'd like this to grow into something much more significant that has a lot of branching parts to it, so that it's not just one thing anymore. I'd like it kind of like how Red vs. Blue grew.
Yeah.
I would really like to see that kind of growth and it to grow into something much significantly larger as a brand with a stronger presence.
We're essentially like the Muppets.
Yeah,
of
RPG
shows
right now, where it's just everything happens and the boss screams a lot in agony and frowns like Kermit the Frog. Yeah. With your Attack on Titan game, I'm curious why you didn't have the Armored Titan show up at the end. That's a good question. Why didn't I do that? Oh, he's busy.
He's busy.
He's canonically busy. That's right.
You literally said to me before that it's like the Armored Titan's not going to show up because he's doing this thing over here.
Yeah, because he was busy at the time. I forgot about that. Okay, if you want the behind-the-scenes explanation for...
Sorry. Somebody...
Sure, yeah. Someone... behind the scenes, the explanation of what the Titans were doing was... is that basically the 50-meter Titan just booked it along the wall to that location to the Eastern District. Yeah. And just kicked it in and kept going. Because the 50-meter Titan is bigger than the Armored Titan, it just got there sooner. That's what happened. And if you want to ask where the Armored Titan was, then it was at the Western District, pounding that wall in. That gate in.
Because technically that thing also...
That thing can also take gates.
Yeah, that thing can
So it would have made sense that they split off.
Yeah.
And just boom.
It was actually canonical that the Western Gate did fall too. At one point, there was a whole short story on that.
Yeah, but no, that story's not canon though. That's just a side story.
Oh, okay.
But the only reason I didn't put it in the Western District was because that side story was there.
Yeah.
I didn't want to conflict with that canon for someone.
Yeah. No,
that's why I put in the Eastern District because no one's thing's been described. Okay, what's the question?
Mike's Gold daily 4-hour stream.
Ooh. Because here's the thing. D20 Live, as opposed to like a YouTube channel for gaming, gives someone the opportunity to produce original content live. That is a unique feature that can be grown into something. But the thing is, as D20 Live has grown, it has adapted to the circumstances thereof. So I don't know where this is going. And it's kind of exciting on that point.
So you want to be just underneath roleplay?
Yeah, I can live with that. If we're the ones that get the most GIFs and memes, yes, I care about dank memes. I'll be happy.
Just have Mike's face.
It's just like I want it to be. It's just like Acquisitions Incorporated, a multi-channel journey of these group of friends across multiple adventures. Mercer's Roleplay, which has an ongoing story about these fixed group of people. And then there's D20 Live. We're gonna kill a god today! But of course, I would love to surpass them. Yeah. But they have a significantly bigger budget than we do, so...
Right now.
But hey, who knows? Like, fan love might carry us all the way. Take it from he of many names. Something can only go so far before it falls, kind of like Red versus Blue. That's not really a question, that's just a comment.
Okay.
Is Sam going to DM the game at some point on the stream? The question was, is Sam, the production manager, going to DM a game at some point on the stream? She wants to. She has something in mind. She's writing it up and redrafting it over and over again.
Yeah, like a mad woman.
Yeah. she's every time we talk on like Skype or anything, it's just like, oh, and Mike, can I run the game? And I'm like,
I actually woke him up at 3:00 in the morning once, be like, look, I wrote up a new thing, and he's like, Sam, go to sleep! Just do it!
Just getting on my phone, just like,
go to sleep!
I can't have more stuff, Mike!
Go to sleep!
What would be your thoughts on a supernatural type? Oh, that's a loaded question for me. Would I do a supernatural game?
No. No, you wouldn't.
I have a very bad history with Supernatural, the brand. It's nothing against it. It's just, it got shoved down my throat very vigorously by someone in my life who's not really, I socialize with anymore. Let's just leave it at that.
They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
They don't.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's be polite about it. But, in the spirit of Supernatural, I would run like a New World of Darkness Hunter game. If I wanted to do that.
Will you guys be making a website or something so we can learn more about the people involved, or is
there a sort of HQ for D20? Right now, it's the Facebook page. Right now, that is the best place to go to if you want to have D20 Live discussions, see news, because everything goes up on the Facebook page.
We are planning on making a website eventually, not right now, considering the fact that the 2 people who know how to code and the 2 people who know how to design things are currently busy.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of things, unfortunately. We are planning on doing a channel video
Yeah, we have
at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we're gonna do a channel trailer.
So that way we can have sort of an introduction to everybody.
Yeah, because the problem is right now, like a lot of the top YouTube guys don't have web pages; they just have YouTube pages.
Yeah.
So
eventually there will be a web page for D20 Live.
The thing is, though, D20 Live has way more canon
than
a conventional stream.
Yeah.
So at some point, a wiki is something we're really going to have to get.
Yeah.
Because at some point, the canon's just going to be so fucking huge.
Oh, yeah. Whoever is updating the TV Tropes page...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's really awesome, because that was not our thing. Anything
in the Skullduggery Pleasant universe. I have no idea what that is. Skullduggery Pleasant. We'll have to look that up. So it was, what was it? Little Fears?
Yeah, Little Fears.
Little Fears and Skullduggery
Pleasant. I will write it up. I got the notes.
All right, make a note of that. We're going to look that up. I'm not familiar with that one. On a scale of 1 to 10, despite their failure, how well did the party go through when they did the Tomb of Horrors? They did pretty okay, actually. Because, yes, you love that game.
I wish I was there.
Yeah, you wish you were there in person, but you had a wedding to go to.
I'm sorry! Oh!
Your family had to get married on that day.
I'm sorry! I'm sorry I couldn't be for the thing that you lied to the whole, everything for. It's just...
I love how the chat trusts me now. It's like after a year of lying to everyone, I'm trusted. I'm like, are you guys aware of my body of work?
By the way...
From 1 to 10... they were a solid 8 or a 9, because the problem is with the Tomb, and this happened when I did a test run of it, you cannot do that thing in one run. Oh god, because you'll hate yourself. You'll hate everyone around you the entire time. You have to break it up in chunks. I would even say 2-hour chunks.
Yep.
And just hit 2-hour chunk, we're doing something else. 2-hour chunk, we're doing something else. But they did a really good job. They were really clever. They followed all the hints. They yelled appropriately. I'm mad that I've never been able to get anyone to go in the mouth of the Green Devil. I'm mad.
No one will ever fall.
No one ever falls for the mouth of the Green Devil.
By the way, the reason why he lied was my fault. It's all my fault.
Oh, are you admitting that?
I'm admitting it now.
Okay.
It's my fault. The reason.
Should we tell this story?
Yeah.
Okay. So after the 2013 game.
Yeah. After Aliens.
After the Aliens game, I was in Con Bravo at the RPG dealer that was there, and I was crouching, and I was going, Tomb of Horrors, where are you, Tomb of Horrors? And just the night before, Mark Meir had given the hint about what it was going to be, and I'm going, Tomb of Horrors, and I hear this voice saying,
hey, is next year's game going to be Tomb of Horrors?
And I freeze, and I look over, and that was how we properly met, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I just like, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't make 24 hours? And I turned and I looked at you and I'm like, no! No, come on, Tomb of Horrors? Who would do Tomb of Horrors? That's a little grindy on the play.
It's a little too long for a 4-hour game. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. That does make sense.
And then I go up to the hotel room and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do, guys? And one of my friends, Byron, was just like saying to me, and God, I want Byron to move down here. I'm just saying, just say you're doing Ravenloft. Go downstairs, buy the Ravenloft module, and run around the con with it. Everyone will think you're doing Ravenloft. That's why for that entire year, in all the promo videos, you see Ravenloft in the background, and you were not even at the game.
I wasn't even at the game. I had to miss it. I'm so sorry. But, I really... Because the thing is that he and I were talking online, before the Ravenloft game, and I found out, because we hadn't
talked online before then.
No, because, right before the
Con Bravo. The Con Bravo, yeah.
Yeah, because, we were talking...
We were talking online.
We were talking online before the actual, Tomb of Horrors game came out, and then I told Mike I can't be there for the game, because...
Bye, Jack of Many Games.
Bye. But, yeah, no, I can't be there for the game because, I have a wedding to go to, and he goes, no, you don't understand! You have to be there! And I'm like, but I can't! I have a wedding! My cousin's getting married! And he's like, no! It's all your fault!
And, fun fact, if you go to the D20 Live video announcement video that's discussing the Pathfinder setting for that, if you look behind the Ravenloft module, you'll see this box. That's how insane we are. Yes, we do this kind of minutia shit. Yes, we're doing it now, and you haven't spotted it. Any hints for me as my character goes to hunt down a dark mage who has taken control of a forest worth? Burn the forest?
Yeah.
Burn the forest.
Burn the forest. Just burn
the
it.
forest. Taking control of a forest worth. Dark mages control the forest. What's a forest worth? Witch? Does he mean witch?
Maybe.
Well, some kind of creature in control. I would assume a dominion of the forest in some way. Section off the forest. Be prepared to burn a section of it to weaken the power base of the forest creature that you're dealing with.
Yeah, go out. Go out and around, and then just go in circling like a spiral, because that way you can
get the rogue. To you find everything around.
Yeah.
Make sure he's not in non-neutral alignment.
Yep. Because
otherwise he'll get spotted by detection shit.
Yep.
And yeah, you got to be methodical when it comes to wizards, because a wizard will break if you know what you're doing. No questions just yet. I'm gonna refresh the survey, see what's going on there.
Wait, is the hint the Age of Rebellion book that is on the pile?
No, I just put the book there because you guys know it's Star Wars next year.
Yeah, that's Star Wars. So.
Yeah. Is that the hint?
Is that the hint?
See, now you're all guessing.
Now you're all looking at all the books and you're just like,
what's the hint? What's the hint? What's the hint? What's he trying to hint at us? Oh, boy.
Although, if I was
We've put something, actually, technically in every video, and they haven't gotten it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
Which I love. Yes, guys, in every D20 Live video, there has been deliberate hints. 2, actually.
Yeah.
In every D20 Live video.
Yeah.
And they don't get it.
Yeah.
And I love that.
It's not obvious, though. That's the thing.
Have you ever read the Mr. Welch can no longer... Oh, yes! Have you ever read the 2,450 things Mr. Welch can no longer do in an RPG? Yes, I have. I absolutely love that.
I haven't read it.
It's great. I've read it for Exalted, though. It's just like things... It's basically written up as a group of friends, and it's just their own personal coda of things they're not allowed to do anymore. Like, I can't remember them. But one of the examples would be like, do you remember the story Connell once told about the snake oil operation with the demon head?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
Oh.
It's just a list of, it reads off like things we're not allowing you to do anymore.
Somebody sing hi.
Hello, Dark Summer's Wind. How you doing? If you have questions, please ask them.
We also have a survey in the...
oh shit, it's 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah, it is.
We're technically done.
Technically.
You want to do another 10?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Last 10 minutes, guys. Ask questions. We'll do rapid fire. We gotta wait the 5 minutes before the thing resolves.
It's just like, there's a delay.
I would share it, but I can't post links here.
Yeah, I think...
yeah, because, like, YouTube really hits down on that. Then tweet it at us. Tweet at D20 Live. I'd love to read that thing again. Because, yeah, there's one for Warhammer.
Yeah.
There's one for Exalted. There's one for everything, because it went off, like, the Evil Overlord list for the longest time. It's like, for Exalted is, I will never use the charm husband-seducing demon dance to create a harem. No, even if it's for political manipulation. Did you ever plan on running another Call of Cthulhu game? That depends on what you guys fill out in the survey. Yeah,
that survey's actually really important, guys.
Yeah, because we're going to pay especially close attention to what games you want a sequel to. I know which games I want to do a sequel to.
I know what game I want to do.
Yeah, you want to play Scion again.
I do.
And I would love to run that again, but if the fans don't.
I want another run with all the girls. It'd be so much fun. Yeah. Oh my god.
I love the fact that we kind of beat a lot of people out in the GTA for that, too.
For an all-girls...
RPG?
Yeah, well... There aren't a lot of all-girl players, like...
The weird thing is, the only other place I've seen do it is the I hit it with my axe thing that the Escapist had.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just a bunch of porn stars.
Yeah.
And the cameraman kept focusing on Sasha Grey for some reason, even though she was the weakest player.
Well, because she's the prettiest one, I'm sorry.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, you were saying. Sorry, I cut you off.
But yeah, no, like, there aren't a lot of girl players I've noticed, because every group that I've ever joined, I have never had another girl player ever. Mm-hmm. Like, I have been the only girl in the entirety of my existence of ever playing with D&D stuff.
With the exception of the Scion game, I guess.
Yeah, with the exception of the Scion game. That's the only time I've ever had more than me being a girl. Like, that's it. Like, so, girl game RPG players, come out and find more girls, please, because we need more representation in this community. We really do, because there's not enough. Mind you, there's also a lot of scummy guys that play this game, you know.
Yeah, here,
I
heard,
not any of the D20 Live guys.
Yeah, because we just don't.
You guys just don't. Like, everybody's my older brother here. So, well, except you, but yeah, no, there are a couple people that are kind of really scummy. Like, I've met a couple of those guys. But yeah, no, like, girls, come out. It's okay. There's a lot more friendship now.
Yeah, that's a real shame though, because it's one of the reasons why I started up D20 Live was to show people that RPGs weren't scary.
Yeah.
And as it's grown, and actually since then, I keep hearing more and more of these stories, like from you as well, and it breaks my heart. It really does.
Yeah, you guys don't want to hear all my stories. They're really bad.
Yeah. Were you expecting a lot more combat? Wait, okay.
In the Scion game.
In the Scion game? No.
No.
Scion, I know Scion specifically because of the nature of the White Wolf ST system. You can just as easily have social resolution as you can combat.
And I did. I made people change their life choices.
I want to see if Miss Kitsune in the Scion game is actually Kitsune. Okay. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, since you're about to go, I want to thank you for the entertaining videos. Thank you, Dark Summers Win. By the way, the Assassin's Creed game is my second favorite game, mainly for the reason that the DM killed your character at the end, Mike. Why is that special?
Well, it's your only character death.
Yeah, but it's also my only character that I've played in D20 Live.
Might be also the reason. Mind you, if I get to GM a game, then you will also be playing a character.
Will you kill that character too? Will we make that the trend?
Every character Mike plays dies. It really depends on what you do.
Yeah. Any more? Did I miss a question?
No.
No, the last one was the Call of Cthulhu one.
Mm-hmm.
No, Mike, I must know. I'm not telling you guys whether Miss Kitsune was actually a Kitsune. I'm not going to spoil that. I mean, it's a very reasonable assumption to go to on that one. It really is. I'm surprised you girls didn't go to it at the time.
Well, to be fair, we were kind of running on a really big high
of victory.
Of victory and smashing things and changing people's life choices.
Yeah. Is the cat coming back?
Yes.
Is Fussy Britches the cat coming back? Yes. Fussy Britches is now a major player in the D20 Live canon.
And it's all your fault.
Well, technically it's all Rue's fault.
It is all Rue's fault.
But if you had to... but yeah, no. Fussy Britches up until... I don't have plans for her after 2019. Really.
Technically.
Yeah, but that's probably going to change. But yeah, she is a major component of everything that is happening up until the conclusion of what we have planned, which will happen in 2019. But that's really only the first major arc. I really need to catch up on the videos for some reason. You New World Savages keep streaming in the death of the night for us in Europe. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that we do it on 3:00 on a Sunday or a Saturday.
We're in Canada.
We're in Canada, so is this the best time zone for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we did it on YouTube, though, because then there was no delay or anything. It just went up.
Yeah,
no questions asked.
Because we know that everybody keeps complaining about the fact that there is a delay with putting up with a lot of the live things, because especially for the Con Bravo show, and we would love to get it up within the week. However,
it's a 2-hour video.
It's a 2-hour. Yeah, we have to edit that thing for 2 hours,
and we have to pray the computer doesn't explode.
We have to pray that the computer doesn't explode, and we have to make sure and Mike's also got the 404s still, so there's that thing that we have to worry about.
Because literally the following weekend, what usually happens for me is I'm done Con Bravo, and then I literally have to prep for the next weekend to go to Montreal. So I'm not around for that weekend usually. No. That's usually my detox weekend. But you're insisting that you just get in here.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be just editing this because this year we tried to see what would happen if I went to Montreal with Mike, and that did not go well.
Yeah. For
many, many reasons. So I'm insisting more that I stay back in Mississauga. In my hometown. To actually, figure out how to do it.
Just saw that Thieves World is on the list of systems. Yes, that one, definitely that one. The Scion game was my favorite game for the reason that the girls beat people by making them rethink their life choices. Warhammer was my favorite because it was just full-blown. Yeah, I noticed that. I love the fact that we have that dichotomy between just our sensible girls doing resolutions game and guys shooting the shit out of everything. I love that we have that dichotomy. Yeah. And they work. Both are viable within D20 Live. My vote is to continue Cyan and do a Thieves World game. Ooh, that's tempting. Thieves World is tempting. It's very tempting to do Thieves World. I kind of want to see what sounds they want us to hit again. Oh, here we go. Arcada, he's the only one. I'm looking at if D20 Live has streams for future to be local to Ontario, Canada, and just a whole bunch of voice actors.
Matt Pat is not from Ontario.
Yeah, neither is Matt Mercer.
Or Pro Jared.
Or Brandon Sanderson. I would love to get him, though. My favorite video was made...
Ow.
Hang on. Someone's asking for Scion. Someone's asking for Sailor Moon. How would you do that, though?
Sailor Moon game?
Yeah, because that's really closed canon.
No, you could do it.
Like what? Like Sailor Scouts in the Era of the Silver Moon?
Well, because the thing is that they opened it up to the Sailor Stars.
Oh, yeah.
So you could do that.
Oh, yeah. I have watched a lot of stuff.
Yep.
My favorite video was made me ultimately buy the book, got some friends hooked, and now one of them is urging me to run it at cons, get the system more renowned.
It is your fault.
It is my fault.
Because we saw that there was
because we go to RPG bookstores, right? And we went to the one in Toronto.
Yeah.
And before and after a certain point, there are more Spirit of the Century books in that place.
And made.
And we're like, is it us? Is it us?
It is your fault.
Is it us? Because the stores don't know who we are yet. Like, no one knows who we are. Mm-hmm. We're not at that point. But I think we're creating demand. And that's why I kind of want to start running Green Ronin stuff. Because those poor bastards need every help they can get. And they're great people. You got me into the big eye, small mouth system. So thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad that we're finding old systems for people that are filling niches. Because there's a lot of... What was the year one epilogue that you were never able to share because they weren't paying attention?
Oh. What? At the end of the game, right? Because you said, oh, like, what do you guys want to do? And then Spoonie was just, like, dancing to music and whatnot. And then you're like...
It was going to be a party. The idea was... Because I didn't... year one didn't have strong plans after the fact. So it was going to be a bit more of a party and a celebration. It was going to give them a chance to do some political maneuverings and things like that. So Spoonie could have continued that relationship with the young lady who poisoned him. Maybe. Or I wanted to see what they would have done to inundate themselves to the court after the killing of the dragon. So I was kind of curious where they'd go with that. It is now 4:13. I believe we've run to the end of questions.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, very much for participating in D20 Live's first year-end stream. Please keep filling out the survey. Please, if you have friends who are fans of D20 Live, share the survey with them. We want to get as many answers as we can over the Christmas break while we do our strategic planning for the next year. So that we know what you want from us, what we can do to improve, and things like that. We want this to grow.
Yes.
I want to see what this thing can become, and I want to keep feeding it and see what it can grow into. So thank you all very much for enjoying our games. You all have a great, safe, and happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.